Welcome back to the channel. I'm Ajiona. We are locked in. K9 is a very interesting character. We've seen what he did in episode 1 and how he's terrorizing the Detroit streets with his money, power, and respect. Now, some of the things he's doing isn't so subtle. We've seen the shooting, we've seen lips in a box, him talking bad to the Colombians. So K9 is going to be someone we need to watch out for. And if you know me, I rock with Meech, but I am a fan of the villains. And Lamar, he's on bed rest right now. So K9, we got to focus in on him and see how his money, power, and respect is influencing everybody in the BMF universe. Now, before we jump in here and talk about K9, if you're new to the channel, you like BMF content, breakdowns, theories, predictions, conspiracies, live after show discussions, hit your subscribe button and turn on your notification bell so you get something every time I upload. Make sure you hit that like button and follow me on Instagram right here. K9, episode 1, he's held it down. I don't think that's anybody you want to cross. So let's jump into it and see how money, power, and respect is fueling K9 to potentially be one of the top dogs in Detroit.
You blowing money fast on this side. I think I'm Big Meech.
The first thing we're going to talk about with K9 is the power. Now, not only is he running a drug operation, he has Meech going to Vegas to prove himself for a couple of bricks. He's also a basketball coach and a good one at that. The first scene we seen of K9, he's winning the game. Now, this goes with his power and influence that he has over the referees. We heard the other coach saying he cheated. You were paying off the refs. Now, we don't know if that's for sure or not, but if it is, that will go up under the power that K9 has in the streets because people fear him. In return, fear is low-key respect. Along with that power comes great responsibility. What did we see outside? He may have cheated. He may not have cheated. But the other coach came and confronted him about the $20,000 and the power that K9 has. And the fear that K9 has in the streets of Detroit, no one said a thing when he pulled a gun out and finished this other coach over $20,000. This is the kind of power that K9 has in the streets. And who noticed it firsthand? Meech did. And what did Meech do? He hopped in the car with him. The power that K9 has doesn't just stop at the basketball court. When I tell you he has full power right now in Detroit, he's talking to the Colombians, the connects, the one that Meech said we have a direct supplier to the Colombians. He's talking bad to them. He's telling them, get out my face. You stink. I don't care what you talking about. Your work don't mean nothing to me. I'm going to do what I want and take off all that cologne. On top of that, he's being hand-fed steak. The power that K9 has in episode 1, we don't know how far it's going to roll over. Of course, we know in the end, Meech and Terry, they eventually take over. But as of right now, the top dog is K9. No pun intended. The next thing we will have to talk about is the money. We know that Meech went to Vegas to bring back 2 bricks. We also seen K9 just told Meech, I'm not worried about those 2 little bricks that you brought me. All that was doing was proving your loyalty to me and that you could get a job done. K9 has enough money that he confront Meech 20 bricks, not 10. He confront him 20 bricks. He also has enough money that he can tell the Colombians to get the hell out of his face, even though he needs the Colombians for their supply. So when it comes to money, as of right now, we're seeing K9 has a dominance and a chokehold over the game right now. Meech and Terry, the 50 boys, are coming together to prove to K9 that they can actually handle the money and the weight that K9 is about to give them. Money really isn't a thing to K9, and we've seen that when we went into K9's lair. When we went in there, there's a lot of gambling going on. There's betting going on the games. There's pool tables. There's people up front drinking. K9, he's living a lovely life. He's eating steak every time you see him, and when Meech comes in, he's getting patted down. When you have the money, you have the power. We've seen him assert his dominance in the streets already, taking out a gentleman, talking to the Colombians, and now he has the money to front someone 20 bricks. And the reason he fronted these bricks to Meech is because he told him, if you can move 10, you can move 20. He's not low level. He's really making this money out here. And that's why he gave Meech these bricks. And we know that Meech lost his money, but he gave him 20 bricks. This also ties into the respect, but we're going to get into that. But as of right now, when it comes to money, K9's not hurting for any money. He has more money coming in than he knows what to do with. So that's why he's fronting these bricks to Meech. Respect will be the last thing that we touch on because it looks like everyone respects him. Now, I did mention fear earlier. With that fear comes respect, but really you don't want anyone to fear you because the minute they fear you is the minute they can get rid of you. But what we do see K9 telling Meech is, listen, it's about the bonds you build. And Meech is respecting everything that K9 has going on because K9 is actually schooling them on how the streets are operated. It's about the bond that you build, that loyalty. You can't see it, you can't smell it, you just get it. It's respect across the board. And if you respect somebody, in return, they're going to respect you. And as of right now, we see that mutual respect between Meech. Well, I don't know if K9 has the respect for Meech yet until he can prove himself with these 20 bricks. But as of right now, he's letting Meech know that respect is very important because without respect, you don't get the money. You don't get the power. When it comes to talking about respect, Big L didn't respect Meech. We know what happened to her at the end of this episode. She came up to K9. She had respect for K9. Now, K9 is a businessman. That's why I said, does he have respect for Meech yet? Not until Meech can prove himself to him as far as loyalty. Now, Big L, she got to run in her mouth a lot. We've seen it in season 1 where she said, Meech, a little bit too flashy. Now, when she comes over, she sees that K9 is talking business. And what does she do? She comes and runs her mouth. Oh, it shouldn't take this long. I met Meech before. We never got to work together. You're talking a little bit too much. You got to respect the game. And part of the game is keeping your mouth closed. K9 made an example of this. You got to respect the game. She didn't respect what K9 had going on. Ran her lips too much. Lips in a box. Now Meech is starting to see that K9 is very, very, very serious about what he's talking about when it comes to respect. And this is making Meech understand that, hey, when you're in the game, you got to respect the ones around you. If they have certain rules, you need to follow them, or this could potentially be you. And the last interaction we've seen between Meech and K9 is Meech starting to give K9 that respect. He respects everything that K9 has going on because of the power and money and influence that he has. Now, will this relationship work out in the long run? We don't know. But as of right now, money, power, and respect is all in K9's hand. And Meech, he's coming up right up under him. And he's about to respect everything that K9 has going on to a certain extent because he needs those bricks. And the last thing K9 told him was, if you don't have my money on time, you will die. And you have to respect that because he has the power to make it happen. We just seen it with Big L. All right, let me know what you think about K9. Does he have the money, power, and respect? Which one do you think is the most important for K9 moving forward? And which one do you think can hurt him? Is it the respect, the money, or the power? Because as long as you got the money, you can keep the power. But if they don't respect you, then the money isn't going to matter because you're not going to have any power. And we've seen that with Lamar. So let me know what you think about K9. Is he going to be able to make it long? Is this bond between him and Meech actually going to last? I would like to know. But I'm MoDOT J. If you like this content, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. I'm out.